right, so, oops, my bad for getting the videotape. Jumping in at the last minute. Okay, well, not the last minute, so. All right, so positive gives us a vector in the first quadrant, and it's the directional angle from 0 up to here, right? Okay, now let's look at the next one. If I'm at -3, 4, okay, now I'm in the second quadrant, because it's a negative plus, right? And now I want this whole theta area from the start to here, right?
Yes.
Okay, but when you do your thetas and your tangents and stuff, it's going to look at it from this point because you're in the second quadrant. So it's going to give back to me the amount to here.
Gotcha.
Okay? So it's going to give back to me a negative 53.13. So if you add 180 to it, that'll give you the full amount. So I would get negative 53.13 plus 180 and 126.87. Okay, does that kind of make sense? Allie, did I lose you?
No, I'm sorry. I was fixing this.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, because remember the key is that this is the direction angle. So it's like from here, so when we do the third quadrant, I'm at -3, -4. And it's going to be from here to there. Okay, but since I've passed the 180, it's only going to give me this portion right here, because two negatives are going to give me the positive direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when I look at my tan of -4 divided by -3, I get 53.13 degrees. But I have to get, that's for this part right here, but I need to include or add the 180 so that I get the full amount of the 233. Does that kind of make sense?
Can you show us the second problem again? I just want to see, because we added 180 to both of them. I just want to see how.
Okay, and the difference is that when I'm doing in the second quadrant, I'm going to have a negative.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm adding the 180, but it's taking out that difference to here. But down here, I have a positive because I've gone past the 180. And so if I just add to both of them, it's going to end up equaling it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, now when we're in, and that was quadrant 3. Now when we're in quadrant 4, I'm over 3, down 4. Okay, and if I'm a positive and a negative, what do you think that's going to give me as a return? It's going to give me a negative 53. This part's going to be a negative 53.13 because it's backing out. So this is where I add 360 because I'm going to use the entire unit circle and then take out the part I'm not using. Does that make sense? So like that's the ones I don't. Yes? That's why I didn't want to get into it yesterday when I was like, I want to wait and do it with the chart because it's like, well, sometimes you do 360, sometimes you do 180. So basically, how I remember, if you're in the first quadrant, if the vector, and just think, am I going to go over and up? Okay, I'm in the first quadrant. It's going to be whatever you give. If you're in,
Third.
if you're in that side, you know, this side of the graph, you're going to add 180. And if you're in the fourth, you add 360. Okay. Just think about what from a unit circle. You know, if this is the vector, how much are you going to need to get to there? Kind of thing. You know, you can always logically kind of back into it. Does that make sense? Yeah? Good? Better?